The universe is full of invisible forces, quiet companions that guide everything from the smallest atom to the largest galaxy. Among them, there is one that is so familiar, so constant, that we rarely pause to think about it, yet it touches every aspect of life and the cosmos. Gravity. This gentle force is what keeps your feet planted on the ground, guides the path of the planets, and shapes the very structure of the universe. Tonight, we will explore 25 sleepy facts about gravity, each one unfolding slowly like a cosmic lullaby, helping you drift into a sense of awe, calm, and wonder. As you settle in, imagine yourself floating through space, weightless and carried gently by the invisible pull of stars, planets, and galaxies. Let your mind open to the mysteries of this force, the one that silently orchestrates the dance of celestial bodies and the slow rhythm of life itself. As we go through these facts, take slow breaths, relax your muscles, and let the quiet elegance of the universe wash over you. Each fact is a tiny revelation, a gentle reminder that even unseen forces can shape worlds, create beauty, and sustain life. If you enjoy this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, so you can continue exploring the universe with us in a calm, soothing way. Now, let's begin the journey with the first fact, which reminds us that gravity is everywhere, even where we cannot see it. Gravity is the quiet glue of the universe. It is not something that we can touch or see directly, yet it is constantly at work, gently pulling everything toward everything else, from the way a leaf drifts down from a tree to the way the earth orbits the sun. Gravity orchestrates movements with effortless patience. Imagine an invisible thread connecting every particle in the universe, tugging gently, shaping paths over unimaginable distances and times even on Earth. This pull is so constant that we rarely notice it. Your body has been dancing with gravity since the moment you were born. Your muscles learning the subtle adjustments required to stay upright, to walk, to run, to sleep without floating away. And beyond Earth, gravity reaches far beyond our eyes, holding moons in orbit, keeping comets in long arcs, and gently shepherding the planets through billions of years of cosmic rhythm. The fascinating, sleepy truth is that gravity is patient. It does not rush, it does not push violently. It merely exists, quietly pulling, guiding, shaping, creating a sense of order in what might otherwise be chaos. Thinking about this force, invisible and ever-present, reminds us of the delicate balance of the universe, a balance maintained not by forceful acts, but by quiet, patient persistence. Now let's drift into the second fact, which is even more mesmerizing. Gravity is not the same everywhere. You might think gravity is uniform, always pulling down with the same strength. But in truth, it is subtly different depending on where you are. The Earth is not a perfect sphere. It bulges slightly at the equator and flattens at the poles. Mountains, valleys, and even the shifting oceans all slightly alter the local gravitational pull. Astronauts aboard the International Space Station experience microgravity, a weightless drift, yet gravity is still at work. The Rit is the same force that keeps the station orbiting Earth. It's just balanced perfectly with the speed of its motion, allowing the station to fall around the planet in a slow, elegant dance rather than crashing into it. And on distant planets, moons, and asteroids, gravity is weaker or stronger depending on mass, size, and density. Imagine standing on Mars and feeling your weight reduced by nearly 2/3. Your steps lighter, your body moving as if in slow motion. Or envision yourself on a tiny asteroid, so small that a single jump could send you floating into space. These variations remind us that gravity is dynamic, responsive, and patient, not rigid or uniform. It adapts, shaping worlds, guiding orbits, and creating environments that, though invisible, dictate the rhythm of life and matter. Thinking about this subtle variability can make us feel connected to the wider universe, as if each place we visit has its own unique heartbeat, whispered through the quiet tug of gravity. And now we move gently into the third fact, which is even more cosmic in scale and imagination. Gravity is what binds galaxies together, holding billions of stars in delicate, sweeping formations. While the stars themselves burn with intense heat and light, it is gravity that keeps them in line, orbiting a common center, preventing them from scattering across the void. Galaxies are not rigid. They drift and spiral, their shapes sculpted over millions and billions of years by this invisible force. Clusters of galaxies, vast groups of hundreds or thousands, are also tied together by gravity, slowly converging over cosmic time, sometimes colliding in dances that last longer than human history. Even dark matter, that mysterious, unseen component of the universe, exerts gravitational influence, shaping the way galaxies form and move, creating patterns too subtle to see with the naked eye, yet profound in their effect. Imagine a spiral galaxy, its arms winding gracefully through the blackness, each star moving on its path in a slow, predictable, and peaceful rhythm dictated by gravity. There is no hurry, no chaos, just the quiet, enduring force pulling matter together, sculpting beauty on a scale so immense it is almost impossible to comprehend. Thinking about gravity on this scale is calming. It reminds us that order can exist without noise, that movement can be deliberate, patient, and timeless. The same force that keeps your feet on the ground also choreographs the motion of entire galaxies, quietly, steadily, and with infinite patience. And now, as the vastness of galaxies held together by gravity lingers in your mind, we drift gently into Fact 4, which explores one of the most subtle and enchanting ways gravity interacts with light itself. Gravity doesn't just pull on matter, it also bends the path of light, creating phenomena that look like magic but are completely natural. This is called gravitational lensing. Imagine a beam of starlight traveling for millions of years across the empty void, only to pass near a massive object like a galaxy or a cluster of galaxies. The gravity of that massive object gently curves the light's path, bending it and sometimes even splitting it into multiple images. For an observer on Earth, this effect can make a single distant galaxy appear as several glowing arcs or rings suspended in the night sky. The process is slow, silent, and utterly patient. Unlike fireworks or storms, it doesn't happen in an instant. The light has traveled so far, and gravity nudges it so delicately that the cosmic dance takes millions of years to complete. And yet, in that slow unfolding, we see beauty, symmetry, and a reminder that gravity's touch is universal, gentle, and profound. Thinking about light bending softly under the pull of invisible forces makes the cosmos feel alive, but in a way that is completely calm, unhurried, and infinitely peaceful. From there, we float into Fact 5, which is about tides, a phenomenon we experience in a more immediate, intangible way, yet still connected to the patient pull of gravity. Every day, the oceans rise and fall, guided by the moon and the sun, each exerting its quiet tug on the Earth's waters. The moon's gravity creates a gentle bulge in the oceans, causing high tides in the areas closest and farthest from it. The sun adds its own subtle effect, enhancing or diminishing the tides depending on its alignment. This rhythm is slow, predictable, and calming, as if the planet itself is breathing in time with celestial bodies. Animals, too, are attuned to these rhythms. Fish migrate according to tides, crabs scuttle with the pull and retreat of the waves, and coastal plants rely on the slow, gentle change of the shoreline. Human beings, unknowingly, have synchronized lives with tides for thousands of years, fishing, traveling, and navigating according to this quiet, gravitational pulse. The sleepiest part is that these tidal rhythms have existed for billions of years, long before humans walked the earth, and will continue long after, in a perfect, silent cycle dictated by gravity. The oceans themselves become a lullaby, rising and falling, whispering the story of the universe's patient forces. And now, we drift softly into Fact 6, which reveals one of the most profound and humbling aspects of gravity. Black holes. Black holes are regions of space where gravity has become so intense that nothing, not even light, can escape. But this is not a force of chaos or terror. It is an extraordinary, patient sculptor of the cosmos. Black holes form from massive stars that have lived for millions of years, collapsing gently inward under their own gravity. The process is slow, deliberate, and inevitable. Over time, they shape galaxies, influence star orbits, and pull in matter to create the vast, swirling accretion disks we observe through telescopes. The event horizon, the point of no return, is a calm boundary marking where space itself bends inward. And while we might imagine black holes as violent monsters, in reality, their presence is quiet and continuous, guiding the flow of matter in the universe, organizing cosmic material into order, and doing so with infinite patience. Floating near a black hole, one might imagine the gentle stretching of space and time, a serene reminder that gravity not only anchors us to our planet, but also weaves the very fabric of reality itself. The sleepiest part is that these cosmic titans have been forming and drifting silently for billions of years, patiently shaping the universe without hurry, without noise, just like an invisible, eternal gardener tending the stars. Now let's move to Fact 7. And here we see something truly mesmerizing. Gravity doesn't just pull on matter, it also tugs gently on time itself. It is hard to imagine, but gravity can slow the passage of moments, creating a soft ripple through the very fabric of the universe. Near a massive planet, or close to a dense star, time doesn't flow quite the same as it does in empty space. Seconds stretch and elongate, moving ever so slightly slower under the invisible hand of gravity. This effect, called time dilation, is predicted by Einstein's theory of relativity. And though it seems abstract, it is a real, measurable phenomenon. On Earth, it is almost imperceptible, barely noticeable in daily life. But for satellites orbiting our planet, the difference is enough that corrections must be made to GPS signals. Otherwise, our maps would drift kilometers off each day. Floating further into the cosmos, we can imagine being near a black hole, where gravity is immense. Here, Time bends in ways almost impossible to picture a minute near. The event horizon can stretch into years for an observer far away. There is no rush, no sudden violence, just a patient, quiet stretching of moments. It is as if the universe itself is breathing slowly, deliberately, showing that even time is not separate from the cosmic pull that holds everything together. Gravity orchestrates the dance of seconds as carefully as it directs the paths of stars and planets. The thought of this gentle, pervasive influence is calming, almost hypnotic. Imagine drifting alongside a spacecraft near such a star, feeling time itself moving differently, every heartbeat echoing in a slightly altered rhythm, and knowing that the same force is shaping your world, shaping your seconds as it shapes the distant heavens. Now let's glide into Fact 8. And here we see the delicate, patient way gravity tethers moons to their planets. Moons are not just companions. They are partners in an endless, quiet dance. Each orbit is a balance, a gentle pull that has lasted billions of years. Our moon drifts silently around Earth, tugging on oceans, shaping tides, and guiding rhythms of life in ways so slow and subtle we hardly notice them. Imagine the ocean swelling in response to a moon's distant pull, water rising and falling like a slow, breathing body. The moon's orbit is perfectly timed, a calm circle that has remained unchanged across countless human lifetimes. Other moons across the solar system follow the same gentle choreography. Jupiter's Io experiences volcanic bursts, not from violence, but from slow, patient stretching caused by gravitational nudges from its neighbors. Titan drifts in its thick, hazy atmosphere, orbiting Saturn like a silent, careful dancer. Even the tiniest moons, circling asteroids or dwarf planets, are caught in this calm, persistent tug, moving slowly, deliberately, always in harmony with their parent bodies. Watching this cosmic dance unfold, even in imagination, is like observing an eternal lullaby. Each step measured, each orbit a soft, quiet rhythm of pull and drift. Gravity here is not forceful. It is a patient guide, a gentle presence, keeping everything in balance and showing that even the mightiest celestial bodies move with care and grace. Now let's move to Fact 9. And this one is about the quiet miracle of star formation. Stars are born from clouds of gas and dust, drifting through space for millions of years. At first, these clouds appear shapeless, motionless, but gravity begins its slow work, tugging each particle toward the center, encouraging the formation of dense pockets. It is a patient process. Dust and gas swirl, sometimes colliding gently, slowly collecting into cores where heat and pressure begin to rise. Over time, these cores become dense enough to ignite nuclear fusion, and a star is born. What is truly beautiful is the calmness of this process. There is no sudden explosion, no chaos, just a slow, deliberate gathering of matter, guided by the invisible hand of gravity. The star's light will eventually travel for millions of years, illuminating planets, warming distant clouds, and nurturing the cosmic environment. Gravity continues to guide the star, keeping planets in orbit, holding clusters together, and maintaining the elegant order of galaxies. Imagine drifting near one of these nurseries of light, feeling the gentle tug of gravity on each particle, watching matter come together in a slow, meditative process, and realizing that creation itself is patient, deliberate, and even the tiniest grains of dust contribute to this cosmic rhythm. Every swirl, Every gentle collision, every slow condensation of matter is part of a larger, quiet story told by gravity. Thinking about it in this way transforms the formation of stars from a distant, abstract phenomenon into a meditative, hypnotic journey, showing that patience, quiet influence, and persistence can shape even the grandest structures in the universe. Gravity is the unseen artist, and the stars are its serene masterpiece, slowly forming, glowing softly, and drifting through space with timeless calm. Now let's move to fact 10, and here we discover the quiet magic of gravity shaping planets themselves. Planets are not born as solid, perfect spheres. They begin as loose collections of dust and gas, drifting slowly in space, pulled together by the patient hand of gravity. Imagine these particles floating aimlessly for eons, each one feeling the gentle tug of others, drifting closer, colliding softly, merging ever so gradually. Gravity acts like a cosmic sculptor, carefully guiding every tiny grain of dust toward the center, forming cores, creating layers, and eventually giving birth to solid, glowing worlds. There is no hurry. There is no violence. The planets slowly take shape, molded by this unseen hand, each one unique, spinning in its orbit, cradled by the very same force that tugs at your body right now as you sit or lie in your quiet space. As the planet forms, gravity continues to shape it. Mountains rise, oceans settle, and atmospheres form, all guided by this invisible, ever-present force. Even the tiniest shifts in mass create ripples of gravitational influence, subtly adjusting rotations, affecting tides, and determining climates. Imagine standing on a newborn planet, feeling the calm pull of gravity, sensing the weight that keeps your feet anchored while also shaping the entire world beneath you. It is a patient, invisible rhythm, the slow heartbeat of the cosmos, reminding us that even the mightiest worlds are nurtured by the quietest of forces. Now, let's drift into fact 11, and this one is about the delicate ballet of orbital resonance, a phenomenon where gravity orchestrates the movement of moons and planets with perfect timing. Sometimes, moons and planets align in such a way that their gravitational pulls interact in a slow, mesmerizing rhythm, locking orbits together like dancers moving in a silent, synchronized waltz. Jupiter's moons, for example, follow this pattern, their paths intertwined, tugging on each other gently over millions of years, creating predictable rhythms of motion and tidal heating. This subtle effect is not forced or chaotic. It is calm, patient, and hypnotic, an eternal pattern written by gravity across the vast canvas of space. The mesmerizing aspect is that this resonance is so slow and gentle that we often do not notice it. The planets drift, moons orbit, and yet all of it is guided by invisible threads of pull, each body responding to the tug of its neighbors, creating stability and harmony over billions of years. Imagine observing this cosmic dance, knowing that every movement, every pull, is measured, unhurried, and deliberate. Gravity choreographs the universe without haste, without noise, shaping motion and rhythm in a way that is both elegant and soothing. The mind can wander through this pattern, imagining the gentle pulls stretching across millions of kilometers, guiding celestial bodies like fingers tracing soft lines on a sleeping canvas. Now let's move to fact 12. And here we see gravity's role in shaping the serene spiral of galaxies. Galaxies are immense, spinning collections of stars, gas, and dust, all held together by gravity's patient embrace. Imagine billions of stars drifting slowly, orbiting the galactic center, their motion gentle yet deliberate, forming sweeping spiral arms, glowing softly in the vastness of space. Gravity acts as the silent conductor, ensuring that these stars do not fly off into chaos, but remain part of an elegant, flowing system that has persisted for billions of years. Within these spirals, gravity continues its quiet work, guiding gas clouds to collapse into new stars, shepherding planets around them, and maintaining the cosmic order. And even the mysterious dark matter, invisible to our eyes, exerts its gravitational pull, shaping the galaxy's motion, ensuring its slow, timeless Imagine drifting alongside one of these spirals, watching stars trace their paths in perfect calm, feeling the patient tug of gravity beneath every motion. It is mesmerizing, meditative, and hypnotic. Each rotation of the galaxy is a lullaby, each orbit a soft whisper of the universe's quiet rhythm. Gravity here is not forceful, not hurried. It is a gentle, steady hand, guiding matter, shaping beauty, and maintaining harmony across scales that are almost impossible to comprehend. Now let's move to Fact 13. And here we see gravity's quiet role in shaping the gentle tides of planets, not just on Earth, but across the cosmos. While we often think of tides as the rhythmic rise and fall of our oceans, gravity's touch extends far beyond, influencing the shape and behavior of oceans, atmospheres, and even planetary crusts throughout the solar system. Imagine a distant moon orbiting a giant planet, its gravitational pull tugging gently at liquid oceans or molten interiors. These pulls are slow, patient, and unhurried, creating movements so gradual they are almost imperceptible. Yet over millions of years, they shape landscapes, trigger volcanic activity, and even nurture potential environments for life. On Earth, we experience this as the rise and fall of the ocean tides, a slow heartbeat that has persisted for billions of years. Water swells gently, retreats softly, and along with it, life adjusts its rhythm. Fish, crabs, and other creatures have synchronized their movements to these silent nudges. Gravity creates a universal metronome, a steady pulse that reminds us that even immense, powerful forces can act with calm and patience. Every crest of the wave, every ebb, is a quiet whisper of the universe's invisible hand, moving slowly but persistently. It's a lullaby written in water, a soft, meditative rhythm that mirrors the quiet pull of planets and moons across the vast reaches of space. Now let's drift into Fact 14, where gravity shows us its calming role in keeping galaxies bound together. Galaxies, those immense, swirling collections of stars, are not chaotic clusters. They are serene, flowing structures held in delicate balance. Gravity acts as a gentle glue, ensuring that billions of stars drift along predictable paths, orbiting a central mass, maintaining the galaxy's structure over billions of years. Without gravity's quiet, persistent pull, galaxies would disperse into empty chaos, and the cosmic symphony would unravel. Instead, gravity guides each star, each cloud of gas, each speck of dust, in a slow, deliberate dance that is mesmerizing in its patience and Imagine floating alongside a galaxy, drifting among the stars, feeling the pull of gravity as a gentle, invisible hand that guides every motion. Stars orbit, nebulae swirl, and black holes at the center maintain order, all without rush, without haste, in a silent meditation that has persisted across eons. The sleepiest part of this fact is realizing that this dance is timeless. It existed long before humans looked up at the night sky, and it will continue long after we are gone. Gravity is the patient conductor, and galaxies are its flowing, endless melody. A cosmic lullaby whispered across billions of light. Now let's move to fact 15, which explores gravity's subtle influence on the motion of asteroids and comets. These wandering travelers drift slowly through the solar system, their paths guided not by chance, but by the patient pull of planets, moons, and the sun itself. Some comets trace elliptical orbits for thousands or millions of years, dipping near the sun to glow brightly, then retreating silently into the darkness. Asteroids drift lazily in the asteroid belt, nudged gently by gravitational forces, occasionally colliding, but always part of a delicate, slow rhythm dictated by the universe. The mesmerizing part is that even small gravitational interactions can change paths over long stretches of time, creating stability or subtle chaos in a way that is imperceptible to the human eye. Each orbit is slow, each nudge gentle, and yet over millennia, these tiny pushes shape entire regions of the solar system. Floating through this space in imagination, one can feel the quiet, persistent guidance of gravity at every turn, like a soft, invisible breeze directing the wanderers on their eternal journey. There is no hurry here, only patient movement, cosmic rhythms, and the serene unfolding of time itself. Gravity is both anchor and guide, shaping motion with a calm hand, whispering to every particle, every rock, every speck of dust, and teaching us the meditative art of patience and steady influence across incomprehensible scales. Now, let's move to fact 16. And here we see the calming influence of gravity on the delicate dance of rings around planets. Saturn's rings, for example, are not solid, unyielding structures. They are vast collections of ice, rock, and dust, drifting slowly in space, each particle subtly guided by gravity. Every fragment feels the gentle pull of its neighbors, of the planet, and of nearby moons. Over millions of years, these tiny, patient interactions create the elegant, shimmering bands we see today, perfectly spaced and hypnotically flowing. The movement is not hurried, not chaotic. It is a slow, deliberate choreography, a cosmic meditation performed by countless small pieces, each responding to the invisible hand of gravity. Imagine drifting among the rings, feeling the pull of the planet, watching fragments collide softly, glinting in the pale light, and realizing that even such enormous structures are composed of patient, unhurried motions, held in harmony by one invisible force. Now let's glide into fact 17, and here we explore the quiet, almost magical way gravity shapes black holes themselves. A black hole is not a violent explosion frozen in space. It is a patient, invisible abyss created by the slow collapse of matter under its own weight. As a massive star reaches the end of its life, gravity takes over, tugging every particle inward, compressing the star into a point of unimaginable density. The collapse is inevitable, but it is also quiet and deliberate, a cosmic breath drawn over each. Around the black hole, light itself bends, space stretches, and time slows, all under gravity's calm guidance. Imagine floating near this invisible boundary, sensing the immense pull without feeling panic or rush, simply acknowledging the serene power that governs even light and time. Gravity here is both a sculptor and a lullaby, shaping the most extreme regions of the universe with infinite patience and precision. Now let's drift into fact 18. And here we witness gravity's gentle orchestration in the formation of galaxy clusters. These massive structures, containing thousands of galaxies, are held together by the patient pull of gravity. Each galaxy drifts slowly, responding to the pull of its neighbors, forming delicate, sprawling clusters that evolve over billions of years. The process is hypnotic in its calmness. Galaxies approach, orbit, and sometimes merge, all according to slow, measured rhythms, creating patterns that are both intricate and serene. Dark matter, invisible yet pervasive, adds its own subtle influence, gently shaping the flow of galaxies, guiding their movement in a quiet, unseen symphony. Imagine drifting alongside one of these clusters, feeling the slow tug of gravity as each galaxy traces its path, never hurried, never chaotic, moving in harmony with the others. It is a meditation on scale and patience, showing how even the largest structures in the universe are guided by a gentle, persistent force that acts quietly over unimaginable spans of time. Now, let's move to fact 19. And here we notice the subtle way gravity governs the gentle oscillations of tides deep beneath the oceans, far below the surface. While we often think of tides as the rising and falling of the waves we see at the shore, gravity's influence penetrates the very depths, tugging slowly on the dense, unseen layers of water. Imagine the ocean floor, miles below the surface, shifting imperceptibly as the moon and the sun pull gently at Earth's waters. The movement is patient and rhythmic, almost meditative, like the slow breathing of a sleeping giant. Over thousands and millions of years, these tiny nudges shape undersea currents, guide sediment, and influence ecosystems in ways so subtle that the creatures of the deep rarely notice, yet they respond instinctively. Gravity's pull here is never forceful. It is quiet, slow, and persistent, creating a rhythm that has echoed through eons, a silent heartbeat of the Earth itself. Now let's drift into fact 20. And here we explore gravity's role in the majestic drift of comets across the solar system. Comets are not merely icy wanderers. They are slow-moving storytellers, tracing elliptical orbits that take them from the frigid outskirts of the solar system to the warmth of the inner planets. Gravity shapes their paths delicately, ensuring that they glide predictably along their long journeys. Some comets take hundreds or even thousands of years to complete a single orbit, a gentle, unhurried pilgrimage through space. Their tails, illuminated as they near the sun, stretch slowly across the dark void, a quiet, transient glow against the infinite black. Imagine floating alongside one of these icy travelers, drifting with it in silence, feeling the patient pull of gravity guiding its motion. There is no rush, no sudden acceleration, just the slow, deliberate orchestration of mass and motion across incomprehensible distances. Gravity here is both shepherd and lullaby, gently steering ancient travelers through the cosmic night. Now, let's move to fact 21, and here we witness gravity's soft, patient influence on the gentle wobbles of spinning planets. Planets are not perfectly stable as they rotate. They drift slightly, tilt, and precesses over immense spans of time. Gravity from nearby moons, neighboring planets, and even distant stars nudges each world ever so slightly, creating long-term cycles of rotation and tilt. Earth itself experiences these slow shifts, called Milankovitch cycles, which gently influence climates over tens of thousands of years. Imagine the planet spinning in quiet space, the subtle pull of gravity guiding its motion. Each tilt and wobble a soft, imperceptible rhythm. This slow, measured influence reminds us that even seemingly stable objects are subject to patient forces, shaping life and landscapes with a calm, steady hand. Gravity is the invisible composer, orchestrating these rhythms across eon, creating a meditative, slow-moving dance that touches everything from the smallest moon to the largest planet, reminding us that the universe is both vast and quietly precise. Now let's move to fact 22. And here we see gravity's gentle role in guiding the slow drift of interstellar clouds. These vast clouds of gas and dust, floating silently in the emptiness between stars, appear motionless to the casual observer. Yet gravity is at work, pulling each particle toward the others, coaxing the clouds to condense ever so gradually over millions of years. Some regions grow dense enough to birth new stars, while others remain dispersed, drifting quietly across the galaxy. Imagine floating through this silent expanse, the clouds moving imperceptibly, almost like a slow, cosmic fog shaped by an invisible hand. Gravity here is not forceful or abrupt. It is patient, calm, and persistent, guiding the slow creation of stellar nurseries. The beauty of this is in the serenity. Each tiny particle feels the pull, responds, and contributes to the quiet rhythm of creation, forming the soft, unhurried heartbeat of the galaxy itself. Even in the vast emptiness, gravity whispers, shaping the cosmos with infinite patience. Now let's drift into fact 23. And here we explore the hypnotic way gravity governs the intricate orbits of exoplanets around distant stars. These planets, light years away, follow paths dictated by the silent tug of their suns and neighboring planets, tracing out slow, elegant ellipses in the void. Some exoplanets orbit so far from their stars that a single revolution takes centuries. Others follow tighter, faster paths, yet each moves in precise harmony with gravity's guidance. Imagine watching them drift through space, feeling the gentle rhythm of their orbits, the invisible pull holding them in place. It is a cosmic lullaby, a patient and hypnotic flow that has continued for eons. Gravity ensures that chaos never dominates. Every orbit, every wobble, every tilt is part of a delicate, meditative pattern that reflects the quiet precision of the universe. Thinking about these distant worlds in this way allows us to feel a connection to the vast, patient rhythm that governs all celestial motion, a rhythm that continues uninterrupted, calm, and eternal. Now, let's move to fact 24. And here we witness gravity's quiet influence on the formation and movement of planetary rings across the solar system. Saturn's rings are perhaps the most famous, but Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune also have delicate bands of ice and dust. Each particle drifts slowly, guided by the combined pull of the planet, its moons, and neighboring fragments. Collisions are gentle, movements precise, and the overall structure remains elegant and hypnotic over millions of years. Imagine floating among these fragments, drifting in silence, each piece following the soft, steady guidance of gravity. There is no rush, no chaos, only a meditative, serene flow that reflects the quiet power of an invisible force shaping matter across unimaginable distances. Gravity here becomes a gentle choreographer, turning countless particles into a mesmerizing dance that seems almost alive in its rhythm. An enduring testament to calm and precision on a cosmic scale. Now let's move to fact 25. And here we see perhaps the most sleep-inducing and awe-inspiring effect of gravity. The slow, eternal pull of cosmic expansion and structure formation. Even as the universe expands, gravity continues to shape everything from the largest galaxy clusters to the tiniest grains of interstellar dust. Galaxies drift apart, yet within each cluster, stars, orbit centers, planets, circle suns, moons revolve around planets, all quietly orchestrated by gravity. Imagine drifting through space, feeling the patient tug at every scale, from the smallest particle to the largest structure. Every motion is deliberate, calm, and slow. A meditation on balance, patience, and order. Gravity, in its infinite subtlety, ensures that even as the cosmos, the intricate patterns of matter, energy, and light remain organized, serene, and hypnotically beautiful. It is the ultimate lullaby, the quiet force that holds the universe together while letting it drift peacefully through the darkness. And as we drift to the end of our journey, through these 25 sleepy facts about gravity, let yourself sink into the calm and quiet wonder of the cosmos. Each pull, each orbit, each slow, deliberate movement is part of a vast, meditative rhythm that has been unfolding for billions of years and will continue for billions more. Imagine yourself floating among planets, stars, and galaxies, feeling the patient tug of gravity guiding everything with gentle precision. Let the awareness of these quiet forces fill your mind with calm. The universe moves slowly, patiently, serenely, and so can your thoughts. Rest here in the soft, hypnotic flow of space, knowing that you, like every star, planet, and particle, are part of this infinite, gentle dance. Good night, and sleep well, drifting alongside the universe itself.